channel, Code This. I'm Coach Eric, and on today's episode, I'm going to be teaching you how to make Mermaid Warrior! Stick around. All right, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Today we're going to be focusing on the Mermaid Warrior. There's going to be 3 goals that you want to achieve today. We would like to get this sprite to move to the left and the right. We would like to get a sprite to shoot up, and we'd also like to get a sprite to fall down. So let's take a look at how that's going to happen. Put your bathing suit on, grab your snorkel, and let's dive in. So I'm going to focus on the mermaid first to get her to move to the left and the right. Now the first thing that I always want to do is I always want to make sure that my characters are centered. So when you go to the costumes, you hit the blue little arrow here and you can highlight your sprite. Now I'm going to move my sprite a little, and you'll see right here is a blue little plus, and you will see on the little table here or backdrop there is a little crosshairs. So put the plus on the crosshairs, and then you have it centered there, but then we'll go and center it in the X and the Y here and get them all centered out. Okay, so that's what I like to do. Here's my fish, it's centered, so let's go 0, 0. And do that to all your sprites. It's a good practice to do. It'll especially help you in the future when you're making these sprites go to specific spots on the X and the Y. Okay, so you can see they're all centered out. So let's get our mermaid and let's focus on her. How we're going to get the Mermaid Warrior to go to the left and the right. Go up here, go to code and get all of your code blocks, go to events, and when the green flag is clicked, the first thing I want to do is I want to get my mermaid, and all she's going to do the very first time is she's going to go to an exact spot. I want my mermaid to go to, let's see, well, I definitely want it to go to 0, so I can just go here and go 0. And the Y, negative 125, that looks good, so I will put here 0. And I need to change this to negative 125, negative 125. And we'll click these together, click, clack, hit the green, and let's see here, I'll move her over here and click the green, and then she'll always go back. So that's where I want her to start at the start of every game. Okay, so now what I want my Mermaid Warrior to do is move to the left and to the right. So to do that, we want that to happen forever. So go get a forever loop and put that in there. Then we're gonna go here, stay in the controls, and get the if then. If this happens, then this happens. So we're gonna want her to move. Let's go to the motion and go down and get the change X by 10. We're using the X because we're gonna be moving to the left and the right on the X. Okay, and how are we gonna make her move? Can I tell her, Mermaid Warrior, move to the right? Well, that won't work, although that would be really cool, huh? So we'll go here, get the press key, space pressed. I want mine to be on the right arrow, so I'm going to click that. As you can see, there's the left arrow, any key, the alphabet, the numbers, whatever you want to do, okay? So I'm telling the computer if the right arrow is pressed, then Mermaid Warrior is going to change her X position by positive 10. Now, positive 10 is going to be going to the right. Let's try it. Here we go. Whee, look at me! Oh, there's the Mermaid Warrior, and she's moving to the right. Hey, I can't move backwards! No, she can't move backwards yet because we haven't told the computer that we want the Mermaid Warrior to move backwards. So let's do that. So click the if then in the right there, and you'll duplicate this whole thing. Right click it, you'll duplicate it. Now just change this right arrow to the left arrow. And we have to change the X by negative 10. That way she will go to the left. Now if we'll try it, remember she's over here. When we click the green flag, she's going to go to the center where we tell her to start, and then we'll be able to move her. So we'll click her back. There we go. And now, yay, look at me. Oh man, I'm moving. I'm so fast. Now, we can make her go even faster if you want by changing these numbers, the 10 here. Let's say we want her to go move X by 30. It's basically saying you're going to move by 30 pixels. So let's see how fast that is. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm so fast. Whoa. Man, I'm faster than Michael Phelps. Oh, Michael Phelps. Well, he's pretty fast. He's won some Olympics. So there you go. We got the Warrior Mermaid. We got goal number 1 achieved. We got her going to the left and to the right. Now I'm going to move this back down here to 10 because 30 is a little too fast. So we'll go back down to 10. Okay, and there we go. Click the green flag, and there we go. I think that's great. Great. Now our next goal is to get the fish to shoot up. We want the fish to shoot up in the Y position. So how are we going to do that? First, I want to get the mermaid to her starting position. Okay, and then let's go to the code of the fish and get when the green flag is clicked. I want to make this bigger here so it's easier to see. Now let's position the fish wherever you want the fish or your sprite to start from. I want it to start from our hand, so I'm going to look at its plus 29, negative 77. Go to the motions and grab that. It's already in there, so let's see what happens when the green flag is clicked. There we go, and we'll move and hey, Mr. Fish isn't following me. No, it's not that easy, Mermaid Warrior. We got to do a couple more things. Now, the fish needs to follow the X position of the mermaid. So what we're going to do is pull this code out for just a second, go to the sensing and kind of go down to the bottom, and you'll see this one here, backdrop hashtag of stage. Click the stage and go to the mermaid, and then it says X position. Now, if you click that, you can see there's other places that you can put it. We're going to keep it at the X position. And then go to the operators and get the plus because the fish is in the plus 29. You can put it in the front or the back, it doesn't matter. I put it in the front, 29. Take this whole thing and put it in here. Now, make sure we get a forever loop to put this in because we want to do it forever. So grab a forever loop, put the go to X in the forever loop. Now, when we click it, let's see. Oh, yay, Mr. Fish is following me. Awesome. Yeah, there you go, Mermaid Warrior. Now you have your fish. Okay, let's keep continuing to make Mermaid Warrior even more powerful by making the fish shoot, right? So we want the fish to go up. So we need another little bit of code, and we're going to go to the events. And how are we going to get the fish to shoot up? Well, what button do you want to push? Well, I'm going to push the up arrow. So I'm going to get when the space key is pressed, but I'm going to switch the space key to the up arrow. When the up arrow is pressed, what is going to happen? My fish or the sprite is going to make a clone of itself. So it's just going to keep making more and more and more. There we go. Now we're good to go with that. I have to push the up arrow and the fish will shoot up in the Y position. But it won't happen right now because it doesn't know where to go, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay here in the controls. When I start as a clone, what is going to happen? I'm going to get a forever loop because I want this to happen forever. Then I'm going to go and get a repeat until. Now the way I read this is repeat this action until this action happens. This action is going to be the motion of the Y position. Go to motion, get change Y by 10 because we're dealing with the Y, the up and down. We're not dealing with the X, the left and the right. So we're going to get the change Y by 10. Plus 10 means it's going up, negative means it's going down. We want it to go up, and we want to repeat that action until it's doing what? Until it's touching the edge. Let's go to sensing and go up to the top, get the touching, it says touching mouse pointer, but we'll just change that to touching the edge. There we go. Put that in there, and let's see what happens. Are we all good now? We got the mermaid, and she's shooting. Yay, he can shoot, but wait, hey, well, the computer froze a little bit. That sometimes happens, right? You get a little bit too fast. So, but what we need to do, there's a problem here with the fish staying up at the top right there, right? And they're not going away. Now the problem is we can't hide it because the clone is still there. So what we're going to do is go down here to controls, and we're going to delete this clone. If you just hide it, the clone is still going to be there. So now you can see that when it touches the edge, it goes away. And there we go. So we have our 3 little sets of code there. Okay, so that's goal number 2. Now we're on to goal number 3. So for goal number 3, what we want to do is get the angry jellyfish to fall down and attack the mermaid warrior. So how are we going to do that? Well, the first thing we're going to do is go to the events and get when the green flag is clicked. I'm going to make it bigger so you can see. We want to set him into a position, go to motion, go to X and Y. I want him to kind of start off the screen, so I'm going to go all the way up. 194, can he go up any more? Let me see. I'm going to show you a little trick. Go down here and get a big number, maybe like 300. And then when you hit it, it'll show you 195. That's going to be his highest Y position. Go over here to the 195. The Y position, put it at 195. There we go. Now he's at X40 and 195. But we don't want him to just simply be there, right? We want him to move to other spots, because if he just falls from there, well, it'll be simple for Mermaid Warrior. So let's make it more difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to randomly let him fall from different X positions. And how do we do that? Go over here to the operators, go to the pick random, and let's bring him down and figure out where we're going to do the ones. We're going to start at the negative 219X. That is the far left that he can be, negative 219. So let's put this negative 219. That'll be the far left, and then take them to the far right, and negative 218. You could probably do 219, and it would be fine. Now, I don't want him to be off the screen, but surely if you wanted your sprites to be off the screen, that would be fine. You just figure out where your positioning is, and that's fine. So what this is telling us right now is he's going to go to the X position between negative 219 over here and 219 all the way over here, and anywhere in between. Let me show you that. Okay, and he's always going to be all the way up at the top at 195. So you can see every time I hit the green flag that he moves. You can see his tentacles moving. If not, you can see it down here, 132, 64, 141. Okay, so now he's doing great. Now he's going to fall into a different spot, so it'll be harder for the Mermaid Warrior to figure out where he is. Okay, great. Now I want him to do that forever, so let's put that in a forever loop, because I want him to always do that. He's going to always forever fall from there. Then we want him to fall, so just like we did with the fish, we need to go and get a repeat until. Again, repeat this action until this happens. So this action here, the motion, just like the fish, is going to be going in the Y position, the up and down, right? But instead of 10 going up, he needs to go down. So all we have to do is put a negative 10 right there. So repeat falling by negative 10 until what happens? Until we can't put touching the edge, because he's already touching the edge, so he wouldn't move. So what we're going to go and do is we're going to go into operators, get yourself this greater than, okay, and then go into motions and get the Y position all the way down at the bottom. Get this little Y position. Okay, so repeat until the Y position is less than this number here. So let's figure out what that number is. Well, let's just go down here and do the same little trick. Do the y, do it a negative 300. That way we'll see what he goes to. Now again, it's going to be negative 195. So we know that the furthest he can fall is 195. If I put it in there and go negative 195, okay, we're telling the computer that we want him to forever go to a random spot and then repeat changing negative 10 until he's at the position of negative 195. Let's take a look and see what happens. So there he is. He's falling. Oh, see what happens? He doesn't go through and come back to the top. That is because you put down here to repeat until it's less than negative 195, but he's not going to be less than negative 195. So let's go here, switch this to 1 minus whatever your number is. So 194. Okay, and there you go. Now you can see he's going through. Okay, and let's put it all together. Let's hit it and see. The mermaid warrior is moving back and forth. The mermaid warrior is shooting, and now the problem is the mermaid warrior is shooting, but nothing is happening. She's not killing the evil jellyfish, and she wants to do that. I'm not able to do anything. Ah! I know, mermaid warrior. Let's help you out with that. So let's stop it. I think the evil jellyfish too is certainly falling really fast. So let's change that to negative 5. And then what we need to do is go here to the fish, and the fish is going to be repeating his action until it hits the edge, so up here. We also want that to happen when it touches the jellyfish. So go to your operators and get the or. Okay, you want to touch the edge or touching the jellyfish. Right click the touching edge, duplicate it, put one in the left side, one in the right side, and then move it back in. Now, doesn't matter which one you change, but change one of the edges to jellyfish. Now let's take a look and see what happens. Now you can see jellyfish is falling a lot slower. And oh, mermaid warrior, come on. Oh man, there I got him. Yeah. Wait a minute. My fish is disappearing, but evil jellyfish is still there. He certainly is. Now we got to go to the evil jellyfish, and we got to make him disappear. How are we going to do that? We're going to go to the controls, get an if statement. If this happens, then this happens. The then is going to be the hide. Then he's going to hide. If, go to sensing, and if the jellyfish is touching the fish. Now we'll put that in here. Right here, okay, and right underneath the change by negative 5. Now, let's take a look and see what we got. Okay, now I'm gonna get you, evil jellyfish. Boom! Yeah! Oh, wait a minute. Wait, no more? No more? Well, we're not gonna make it that easier for you, mermaid warrior, so let's do this. We hid the jellyfish. Well, we gotta make him come back, so go over to looks, get a show, put the show in there inside the forever, so he's always showing now. Pew pew, take that, yeah! Now, mermaid is. I am so powerful. I'm more powerful than Aquaman. Oh, okay, Aquaman's pretty powerful, but I agree you're pretty powerful too. There we go. Now you notice one thing. Let me show it again if you didn't see it. The evil jellyfish is leaving. He is dying, but the fish is continuing to go through. Now I want to stop that. I don't want that to happen when you start making games with other sprites. You might have a sprite behind it, and this fish will kill the evil jellyfish, and then it'll go through and kill the one above it. Well, I don't want that to happen. So all we have to do is go to the evil jellyfish here, and right in between the touching fish and hide, go to the controls and get the wait 1 second. But instead of 1 second, change that to 0.1 0.01 seconds. And now, take a look at my little trick. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Now it's perfect. Yes, there you go, Mermaid Warrior. It is perfect for you. There we go. Now we have it. We have our Mermaid Warrior going from the left to the right. We have our fish shooting up. And we have our jellyfish falling down. So those are our 3 goals. That's what we wanted to accomplish today. Thanks for tuning in today. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and receive more episodes about Scratch 3.0. Make sure you leave a comment. Tell me what you like. Tell me if there's anything else you'd like to learn. Remember, wear sunscreen when you're in the sun. Stay positive, stay coding, and stay tuned. I'm Coach Eric, and I'm going for a swim!